Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It's Wednesday, the 5th of August. These are the charts of the day. Well, the markets continue to show the ability for this market to ignore news and just keep going up. Every time it looks like they're about to roll over, they keep climbing. Of course, it's a narrow market. It usually is when you start to get up to these levels, but we're able to find those stocks. Let's take a look at some of them. Alcoa, which has been a swing trade since it was in the sixes back in the March-Aprr period, has moved up to nearly 15 today. 1485 was up 101 or 7.4%. Solid volume, 9.4 million. I expect this is going to move up and test the 16.5 range, and then maybe we'll get towards 20. Up next is Blink. Boy, what a chart. We put a swing on it when we saw this wedge forming. It certainly exploded out of it. It went from around the 6.5 range. Within a week, it was trading at 1458. This pullback wedge tells me we go higher, and I wouldn't be surprised if we took out 15 and ran it to the 1920 zone. That's my next target. That's in play. CENX put out as a swing the other day. It's really moved forward and followed through nicely. The reason I put a swing on it was because this ascending bull coil broke out with volume. Look at the run since then. It's at my first target or near it already. I believe you're going to see a run at about 11. We hit 1076 today. The next major target for me is 13 and a quarter. DRIO, look at that beautiful inverse head and shoulder type base pattern. Declining tops line was broken with a thrust. Stock pulled back. Had an inside day yesterday, and today exploded for another 369 at 27% on 1.5 million. It's pretty thin. This stock could go further, and I'm now looking for 24, believe it or not. FCX. Put a swing on Freeport-McMoRan. I believe copper is going to make a pretty big move over the next few months. But the reason I gave you this one is technically it had a breakout of a little bit of a consolidation zone that took about 3 weeks to develop. Volume picked up to 37 million today. And ran all the way up to 1443, but backed off about 50 cents and then finished up $1.02 or 8%. I like the look of it. I'm looking for 15.5, 16, and then 17, 18. Fulgent, well, this swing has been phenomenal. And what a move of late, breaking out of the coil, popping, forming a little mini wedge. Exploded and had a 4-day flag, and then ballistic. From 25, today it reached a high of 43.64 before backing all the way up 36. And it was still up 645 or 22%. We'll see if the top is in or this needs to consolidate a bit. Either way, may need to rest for a few days. First Solar swing is doing well. After it broke out back here in the low 50s, we gave you a swing on it. It's 15 points higher already and still moving. I'm looking for a test of the double top up here that says 68.5 as your near-term target. And then I'm looking for 75. With Bitcoin moving, the GBTC or Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is moving. And this breakaway gap of a week and a half ago followed by the wedge is certainly looking good. I'm thinking this stock may explode and maybe short-term reach near 17. That's my initial target, followed by 20, secondary target. HOME, also strong momentum. The coil broke here. It popped and formed a wedge and broke out with the breakaway gap. A little 2-day little mini wedge, and then another pop today jumping about $1, up 7%, looking awfully good. I think the gap fill is next. A big gap from back in here. A little bit above here. That target's about 16.75. Mara. What an explosive move on this Bitcoin-related, blockchain-related types company with a breakaway move there and running gap there. When we keep an eye on this tomorrow over 480, the stock could be $6. In that same vein, Riot, very similar chart. I gave you a swing on it when it popped here. It pulled back first and then ripped. Popped and pulled back. And then exploded to a high today and my target of 445. I'm looking for more. Eventually the top of the channel is beckoning at 6.